Hi, I'm Kiefer Matthiessen, and I'm a retired archaeologist, but I need to take you back to the time when I had just finished my PhD, and I was looking for a job at a university, but it was very difficult. The academic job market was terrible in those days, the early 70s. So I figured I needed some way to spark my career. And there had been persistent rumors about an area in the ocean where various things had been found floating that were unusual plants, unusual bits and pieces of stuff. And I thought, well, maybe if we looked into this, it would be possible to, jumpstart a career. And I had a bunch of friends who were in the same situation I was, and from various disciplines. So together we decided to go ahead. What the heck? What have we got to lose? We'll do it. We were young, energetic. One of us managed to procure a surplus U.S. Navy minesweeper, and we outfitted and set off. And the amazing thing is, wouldn't you know, we actually found an island in an area of the Pacific which was almost completely devoid of maritime traffic. An area that had never been completely charted before, and this island was not to be found on any nautical chart. Well, we put ashore and we started exploring. It was a volcanic island. We called it Drava Silarasa, after its volcanic origins. And as we went through the island, we had, geologists, we had botanists and zoologists, we had archaeologists like myself. There were about 20 of us, I think, if I remember correctly, all different disciplines, and we were exploring this island. And the amazing thing was, what we were finding indicated that there had once been civilizations on the island which had disappeared, but that they were completely different from anything any of us had ever learned about or known about. And the botanists and the zoologists were coming back with the same views, that what they were finding, the plants, the animals, the flora and fauna of the island was just completely unprecedented. And the geologists, the geological history of the island was unusual. Everything about it was turning upside down everything we had learned in our previous academic careers. We were very excited. It was actually a pretty dangerous place to explore. There were large predators. There were very unusual weather events. There were rocky chasms. A couple of us nearly lost their lives. Fortunately, we came out of it all right. But we collected a huge amount of stuff. Artifacts, flora, fauna, specimens, geological specimens, all kinds of things. And we knew that what we were doing was earth-shattering. It would certainly make our careers. It was completely at odds with much of the history of the evolution of the globe and of humankind. Pretty soon, of course, after a couple of months, we ran out of time, we ran out of supplies, and we went back. But we were intercepted just outside the port of San Diego by the Coast Guard, and we were boarded, the customs came aboard, and everything we had collected was seized. We were told that it was because we didn't have the proper import permits, but we were pretty skeptical about that. And some of us figured that the stuff we'd collected, word had gotten out, we'd sent radio messages back and so on, word had gotten out that it was so unusual and so upsetting to all the received theories about how the world had evolved, that the powers that be just weren't ready to have this come out. Well, there was nothing we could do about it. We tried. We tried to retrieve what had been seized, but couldn't. But recently, amazingly enough, some department of the government got in touch with me and said, hey, look, we've got all this stuff in storage, and if you don't retrieve it, we're going to have to charge you storage fees, 30 years of storage fees. What can you imagine? So Drava Silarasa is back. And Drava Silarasa now can be shown to the world. And I think it'll be the most amazing trip. And so we invite you to come and see the exhibit of what we collected now a little more than 30 years ago at, 40 years ago it is, at Drava Silarasa. And we hope that you find it as interesting as we do, and I'm afraid it's going to overturn a lot of what you've learned up to now. Thanks.
For many days we traveled from a distant place and time to reach a place they call the planet Earth. There was to be a celebration.